ito'y nagpapakita kung susuporta ng mga individual at ordinaryo na Pilipino sa posisyon ng ating administration, ng ating Pangulong Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos, na pinakita niya sa buong mundo kung ano yung karapatan ng ating bansa over the West Philippine Sea. It speaks about civilian support at nakikisa ang taong bayan sa ating Pangulo. Yung aming panawagan dito sa House of Representatives na doon tayo pumanig sa kapwa natin, wag tayong pumanig sa dayuhan dahil civic duty po natin lahat ito.
Lalu from Inquirer Online.
Hello sir. Sir, although there are conflicting reports, sabi po kasi nung atin ito coalition, nakaabot yung advance party nila sa Scarborough Shoal. Tapos yung kapitan naman ng isang barko, sabi hindi raw sila umabot. Pero what can you say about regarding the regatta moving towards Scarborough and yung reports na may Chinese blockade dun sa area?
Alam mo, I am actually inspired sa display ng patriotism ng ating mga citizens in doing this. In fact, inisip ko na rin sana I would like to invite some congressman to come with me to the West Philippine Sea. Maraming sasama kasi talagang dapat na kaya ako ang aking panalangin, sana walang anumang mangyaring masama sa kanila. Pangalawa, this is a civilian civilian regatta. Sana naman respeto naman to ng China, At thing is, palagay ko dapat na tayong magalit sa ginagawa ng China sapagkat talagang hindi lang tama yan, kundi hindi lang tayo binubuli, kundi anong tawag doon? Sa buong mundo, paggigipit na ang ginagawa nila I think ginagamit lamang itong Pilipinas. We are just being a pawn in the motive of China to control the international trade. Sapagkat more than 60% of all trades and fuel dumadaan doon sa international coastline natin. And they want to control that. Kaya itong ginagawa ng China ito, talagang hindi maganda, kundi ewan ko kung ano pang dapat natin gawin dito. Pero I'm so glad na ipinapakita po ng civilian regatta na ito the concern that we have on the West Philippine Sea.
Idadagdag ko lang po, ito po apart from, nagpupugay din ho kami ito sa mga civilian na gumawa nito. It shows yung malakas pa rin po yung patriotism, yung nationalism sa ating mga kababayan, yung makabayan na sense of makabayan sa ating mga kababayan natin, mga yan. So, ito'y nagpapakita kung susuporta ng mga individual at ordinaryo na Pilipino sa posisyon ng ating administration, ng ating Pangulong Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos, na pinakita niya sa buong mundo kung ano yung karapatan ng ating bansa over the West Philippine Sea. It speaks about civilian support at nakikisa ang taong bayan sa ating Pangulo. Ito pong issue dyan sa West Philippine Sea, it doesn't have, you don't have to be a public official, an elected or appointed for that matter. It is a civic duty for each and every one of us who calls ourselves Filipino to support this administration in pushing for our rights over the West Philippine Sea. Kasi hindi lang po itong desisyon na ito na protektahan ng ating sobereniya or national territorial integrity ay tayo lamang ang nag-define. Sinuportahan po ito ng desisyon ng UNCLOS, ng arbitrary ruling. Meron po, pag-aari po natin yan. So, masaya po ako dahil nagpapakita po ito yung yung malakas pa rin po sa ating mga Pilipino, yung pagiging makabayan natin. Pangalawa, nagpapakita po ito ng suporta ng taong bayan sa ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Pagdating po doon sa West Philippine Sea, yung pagprotekta sa ating national integrity, territory, and sovereignty. At nagpapakita po ito na tama po yung aming panawagan dito sa House of Representatives na doon tayo pumanig sa kapwa natin. Huwag po tayong pumanig sa dayuhan dahil civic duty po natin lahat ito. Parati po natin yan. Pag tumatayo sa eskwelahan, sa opisina, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Simulan natin. Pumunta tayo doon kahit takot ako sa dagat.
Mendoza from Manila Times.
Lasa lang po on my end. Kung Benny, ask ko lang po kung kamusta na po yung planong investigation ng about doon sa gentleman's agreement. Meron na po bang schedule po ba yon, or are we going to push for the investigation ng gentleman's agreement na lang po sa next regular session pag nag-resume po tayo after Luzona?
Palagay ko, kasi 1 week na lang eh. 1 week recess na kami at maraming investigation next week. Palagay ko, pagkatapos ng SONA, baka talakayan na yung gentleman's agreement na yan. Kung meron man, no? Ang gentleman's agreement.
Kasi po I asked nga po about dun sa Makabayan regarding their comments nga po doon sa sinasabing wiretapping, yun sa di umanong conversation daw regarding dun sa agreement daw ng isang admiral daw natin and the Chinese embassy, kasi merong mong calls, or I think si Secretary Anyo yata nagsabi na we should expel the Chinese diplomats because of the so-called wiretapping. Ano po ang inyong thoughts po doon sa calls to expel Chinese diplomats?
So totoo lang, may own opinion, no? Matagal na dapat nating expel yan. I mean, saan ka nakakita ng Chinese diplomat na masama palagi sinasabi sa Pilipinas? You're a diplomat, di ba? I mean, dapat maganda palagi sinasabi mo eh. Pero whenever he would speak, he would always speak against our policies, against what we want, no? Ano naman, kung diplomat siya, ang gagawin niya parang parang shuttle yan, yung shuttling between China and the Philippines, no? That is the work of a diplomat. Pero hindi eh. This Chinese diplomat is saying things against the Philippines. So dapat talaga i-expel na yan, no? My own personal opinion.
Ako naman, may anti-wiretapping batas tayo at sa bansa, di ba? Even ang korte, hindi nila tatanggapin ang ebidensya if it's illegally acquired through wiretapping. Hindi ko po pwede yan. Ako, kung sino man yung nagsusulong dyan na imbestigahan yung wiretapping, dahil unang-una, diplomat ka eh. Tama nga po yung sinabi ni Manong Benny, pag diplomat ka, you have to present yourself diplomatic. Why do you need to tap, ano ang intention mo doon? Of course, ang intention mo doon is to, ito ang ginagamit natin, espionage, di ba? Bawal po yan, illegal po yan sa atin. So I think, apart from what Manong Benny said, na pag diplomat ka, you have to be diplomatic. Even in the way you act, the way you speak. Pero if you are there and then you demean the country that you are, that the country is hosting you in order to promote a harmonious and relationship between your principal country and the one that is hosting you, I think there's something wrong with you. And on the part of the on our country, I think it's better also that we can ask China to send a better one, rather than instead of promoting a healthy relationship with China, between our country and China, because I believe ang dami ho nating bilateral agreements with China, trade, etc. Hindi lang ho ang usapan dito between China and the Philippines is ang West Philippine Sea. We also have to look at the trade kasi ang dami po, malakas po ang trading natin, treaties natin with China, bilateral agreement. Instead of that, promoting that and ensuring that these two countries have a healthy working relationship, sinisira mo by means of illegally wiretapping information that is classified and that can also be of national interest or classified information that really preserve our national interest. So I agree with Manong Benny said. Maybe China can send us a better one.
China yata is our number 1 trading partner, di ba? Oo. Siguro itong ating itong Chinese diplomat na ito, hindi naman to kumuha ng foreign service, ang kinuha ito IT technology. Baka mamaya general pa yan ng PLA eh.
Phone-in question from Isa Abendaño Umali, who is now on standby for newscast. For Kong Benny, of course, Kong Zia can also share your views. Despite ng mga hakbang para mapigilan ang krimen na may kinalaman sa Pogo, patuloy na nakapagtala ng mga kaso at issue. Dapat na bang magdesisyon si PBBM na tuluyan ng iba ng Pogo?
Palagay ko, ang ating Pangulo ay nag-rule na iba ng Pogo. No? Kinakailangan na lang sigurong kausapin ng PAGCOR tungkol dito. Sapagkat ang PAGCOR pa rin ang merong karapatan na magpatupad ng Pogo natin. But the fact that the President has already ruled na iba na yung Pogo sa Pilipinas, dapat talaga iba na yan. The thing is, meron pa rin tayong mga illegal na talagang nagpapatakbo ng Pogo dito sa ating bansa.
Ang presidente naman, he has access to all this information and data, no? So, ang palagay ko, kung yun ang naging decision ng ating presidente, it's because he has seen yung data in terms of crime rate, no? Relating to Pogo workers in the country. Ako, ang position ko lang naman talaga, we will support the president. I personally will support the president for whatever decision he makes in relative to keeping our streets safe. Yun naman po ang ano. So I think the decision of the president is based on the actual data, empirical data that was provided to him na may mga activities or mga crimes relating to Pogo. Kung hindi ito makakabuti sa atin, why keep it? Diba? Parang ganun lang eh. So, tama po yung sinabi ni Chair Manong Benny. I support the President on his decision to abolish the Pogo system.
Thank you, sirs. Another phone-in question. Last question for today. From Lianes Capanti of GMA Online. For Kong Zia, Kong Benny, you can also give your views here. Ano po ang update sa Marawi Compensation Law? Magkano nang nadiskubre? Ilan na po ang nabigyan? Ilan na po ang kailangan na budget to cover everyone who is qualified?
Well, yung sa compensation board, meron silang 2 billion initially na budget for the releasing of actual compensation packages. May 3 kategory po yan. Structural damage, yung death claims, yung pang-capital po ng mga businesses, and yung mga private houses. So sa ngayon, ongoing po yung vetting processes ng Marawi Compensation Board. Sila po yung tumatanggap ng mga claims. Umabot na po sa pagkakaalam ko, based on the latest joint committee that we had, umabot po ng mga 2,000 claims already verified. The problem is you have a verified claimants, but the fund is not really enough to cover. I'll give you an example. May eskwelahan po dyan na dahil private school nasira at yung mga namatay ng kanilang mga teachers, pwedeng umabot po yan ng mga 70 or almost 100 million pesos. Isang school lang po yon na claim. So, kung titingnan nyo po, ang total na area na nasira is 24 barangays. No? At least completely destroyed. Completely destroyed. Lahat po yan magke-claim. Lahat po yan nag-file ng claim nila. So, talagang kailangan po ng budget na allotted, at least hindi bababa, para sa akin, hindi bababa po each year ng mga hindi bababa ng 5 billion pesos para at least makover more substantially the portion of claimants under the structural damages claim. Meron ding portion na mabigyan mo ng packages, compensation packages under the private owned businesses. And kasana po yan yung mga eskwelahan and yung mga death claims. Sa ngayon, substantial na po ata yung percentage na nabigyan nila ng mga death claims kasi naumuna po sila doon eh. Then they move to the structural damages. So tuloy-tuloy po yan nung last month ata nagkaroon sila ng payment, no? So ngayon pong I think this month or next month ata magkakaroon din naman ho kami ng joint committee hearing para ma-monitor kung ano yung progress po diyan sa baba. But ultimately the point of contention really is about the budget. Kasi doon talaga nagkakaproblema. 5 taon lang po yung lifespan ng Marawi Compensation Board. Kung medyo kunti yung percentage na nababayaran dyan, ang fear ko is baka umabot ng dekada bago natin makompensate lahat ang dapat na pagbigyan. So I think magmamatter po talaga yung dedicated na funding and yung amount kung magkano po ibibigay natin sa kanila. Personally, I would say 5 billion, hindi bababa, it's reasonable enough.
Thank you.